Welcome back to Savannah and Ariana's Thoughts and Talks. This month's edition is the good, the bad, and the awkward of high school dating.
Yeah, it is also Grandparents Week, so we'll be tying in some relationships of our grandparents that are high school and middle school sweethearts, and dating back then versus right now.
Did you know that National Grandparents Day originated from a campaign started in West Virginia in 1970 to honor the seniors and encourage youth to learn from them?
Wow.
And we can learn from their relationships and how to make ours better.
Right. And I mean, obviously, when they dated versus when kids are dating now, it's a huge difference. Like social media is now involved, and really social media, a lot of more technology is involved. So obviously it'll be a little different, but I mean, I think for the most of it, people don't change, just what we do.
Well, I feel like social media has taken a big effect on it. On people post all these good things that like their boyfriend will do for them, and I feel like you kind of overly expect that from your relationship now.
Right.
Especially, it's harder that people expect so much and so much money to be spent when you're only 15, 16, 17, 18 years old, and you're spending all this money. Like, they're not able to afford that. They can't even technically afford to live on their own, so it makes you think that they have all this money to be able to afford for you.
Not even that, but like in high school, you're saving up for stuff. In high school, there's always another thing you should be saving up for. Not should be, but there is. Like, you're saving up for a car, you need to save up for college, you need to save up for a house, you need to save up for expenses, like gas and stuff. So I don't think that's actually we did some research on high school relationships, and a few factors of why they don't last long are common mistakes would be codependency, rushing physical or emotional stability, poor communication, and high expectations or low expectations, and jealousy and control. Because with social media, people get very jealous.
Yes. And I feel like in general, though, like, you see all these things and not everything's like as cracked up as seems to be.
Yeah.
And that, again, with social media and putting out your relationship online, people always hide the bad, and nobody knows how to regulate their emotions. Isn't the word, but regulate, like, what's the word?
How their relationship is going,
I guess, in a sense, and regulate that and not get so upset about things, especially because I feel like people will consider anything cheating nowadays, and it just becomes so toxic. Right. And I feel like a lot of relationships go from being really sweet to really toxic really fast at such a young age.
I think a lot of boyfriends or girlfriends commonly mistake niceness or respect for liking you or something. Like, if someone holds the door open or gives a jacket if someone's cold, obviously it depends on details, but I think if someone asks for your number,
being nice and cheating.
You're right. Especially one common example that's used is if someone would ask you, do you have a girlfriend? Sorry, no. Sorry isn't in the way I'm sorry I have a girlfriend, I wish I could. It's sorry as in it takes a lot for someone to ask you for your number. Sorry to put you down, sorry,
But there's a fine line, and I feel like people blur it a lot.
Yeah, and especially like you said, our huge thing is social media is a huge impact, because people will post all these great things about their significant other, they gave me this, or we just went on this date, or
lies.
People
lie.
And also, just a thing, just because someone has been together for a long time does not mean their relationship is good. Just want to say that a lot of people compare high school relationships they've been together for a year, they must be doing great. Why are we not having some fights, or why are we having some fights? No, that's not it.
Rush their relationships a lot. I feel like after only dating for a month that you expect all these things, and I feel like it genuinely takes such a long time to fully build that commitment, that trust, that want in that other person.
Right. I don't think a relationship should be something
high school. My thing, I stand on this and I would die on this hill. High school relationships do not need to be taken as seriously as they are. You're meant to have fun. Yes. You're meant to experience life. You're meant to experience your partners, and figure out what you like and what you don't like for your future husband. And you don't always marry. Only 2% of high school relationships last. We did the research on that. You don't need to take high school relationships as serious as what they are. You are not getting married. Nothing is tying you together. You are not forced to stay with that person. And if it is going bad, you have the ability to leave. Leave now before you get trapped.
Right. And obviously, people are always talking about, you don't want to find somebody just to have them for a month. There's no point in you getting a relationship to know you're going to break up. Obviously, you can have that type of mentality where, it's okay. This is not forever. Or you can have the mentality, it's okay. You don't have to take this it's going to be forever. Take the relationship seriously, obviously you don't want to go around cheating or just going around to like every other dude, like just trying to experience
or
stuff.
Girl.
No. Yeah, or girl. Sorry, I'm just putting this in my perspective, but or girl going around and, you know, testing everything out. No. Take a little bit, like if you're in a relationship, take it seriously, but not serious enough where you're acting like you were a married couple and you need to depend on them for everything, or they need to depend on you. Like,
you need
have
to
fun.
Still be independent, because at the end of the day,
yeah,
you are still
your own
children person. And you are you and they are them.
Yeah, and you can't have a relationship unless you have like your own independent like life, you know. And some other like little facts about this are 1 in 3 teens are okay. Well, going back to the common mistakes in relationships, the like control, where people are always like, oh, where are you at? You know, what are you doing? Who are you talking to? What happened with that girl? 1 in 3 teens are texted 10, 20, or 30 times an hour by a partner that are quote unquote keeping tabs on them.
Stalkers.
Yeah. I mean, listen,
it's not necessary. If you don't have anything to talk about, there's no need to talk. You don't talk to your friends 24/7, even when you don't have something to talk about.
Right. Because then it's just annoying. Like, put yourself in that position. Would you?
Because that's why you break up.
Where you at? What are you doing? Who are you talking to? But yeah. So now, oh, and also a usual or a common high school relationship only lasts 6 months to a year. That tells you.
It's not that serious.
It's gonna be okay. Not saying, oh, I only have 6 months to go. No, just saying like, enjoy
the presence.
Enjoy it. Stop always worrying about
the future.
Yeah, and I think speaking of Valentine's Day coming up, a huge stress, or the opposite of stress, like excitement people get is Valentine's Day for relationships. I just want to tell you, like, stop expecting so much from your partner on Valentine's Day, and stop thinking that they need 100 gifts to like for them to know that you love them. Valentine's Day, I think, is just
homemade.
Yeah, not even that, but I think either just sending a text or expressing your like through words, or if you don't
have gratitude for them.
Yeah, in whatever way that is. Obviously, if you want to give and you have the money, that great. But I just really know, like, sometimes if you are always wanting to give gifts and do this, it might be harder for the other person because maybe they just don't have that.
Not everyone can afford it, and I feel like when people put that standard out there that you have to do a lot for your partner, you really don't. Showing the bare minimum is more than enough.
Being able to have a good talk with them is already enough in a relationship. Loyal. Obviously, there's good perks to getting flowers or buying someone other stuff. It's nice,
but it's not necessary, especially at such a young age, because you guys eventually, 99% of the time, you guys are not going to last, so there's no point wasting your I don't want to say it like that, but you don't need to overly go over the top and do the most if it's not really going to benefit you in the future, because now you just lost out.
Right. And of course, you always want to, like, you know, spoil somebody. Obviously, that's okay, but don't make it such an annual thing, like, oh, every week I have to buy them this, or every single holiday I have to go and go crazy on them. No. But, you know, yeah.
Well, going back to it being Grandparents' Week, my Nana and her husband had started dating in 7th to 8th grade, I think. And they've been together ever since.
Wow. That takes a lot. That's a lot.
They were, how old were we in 7th grade? 13, 14
12,
years old?
12, 13.
12, 13, 14. They're now,
60s, 70s?
80. Well, this is my great-grandmother.
Oh, wow.
So
great-grandma's like 80s.
Great-grandmother. So my Nana she just turned 80 last year, and my papa would be 81, 82.
Okay, so older, in the 80s.
Mm-hmm. So they've been together for
70-something years?
Crazy long time.
Yeah, and that takes a lot. So we actually got a few quotes from her grandparent or her great-grandparents and my grandparents who have also been together, but not from 7th, 8th, more high school time. And we're going to kind of tell you what they said about their relationships, how they dealt with it, and how they...
So I had asked my Nana, how would you describe relationships during high school back then, and was it easy or hard to maintain? She had said that it was very easy back then because there wasn't a lot of influence on their relationships, and that it was exciting to be young and in love and just to enjoy it in the moment, and not really take advantage of that.
A huge thing, I mean, you can just kind of tell people put so much pressure on relationships, especially because I think that a lot of other people nowadays are involved in people's relationships. Like, people are always asking, how are you guys doing? Or they always want to know what's going on. Have you guys fought yet? Or like, have you, like, how far have you gone physically or emotionally? Have you guys had these talks yet? What do you do? You know, it's not their business, you know? Of course, you want to tell your friends great, but like, don't always have to feel the need to put on oh, we're doing great, or something like that. Like your great grandma said, there wasn't a lot of influence. There wasn't a lot of, oh, this is what a relationship should be like.
She was saying that they didn't really like. Obviously, I guess you could put the standard of that relationships are more serious, but she's like, they didn't really take it seriously.
Yeah,
like to the extent that people are now. Yeah. And saying that they were just more there to have fun because they liked each other. Yeah. And I feel like if you take it too seriously, she was saying that's when things just go downhill.
I think you should just be able to enjoy each other's company, but not to the point too much, if that makes sense. Like, enjoy each other's company, have fun. And of course, it can be hard sometimes in relationships, but I think that's also what helps people stick, is not taking everything so seriously. Obviously, if there's a situation with like cheating or just plain disrespect, abuse, any of that, take it seriously, get out of that, no. But I think it's to the point where if you're being nitpicky on little things, then you should not be in a relationship. Okay, and speaking of my grandparents, they have been together since, I think, 10th grade, actually, ironically, that we are in. And obviously, great-grandparents versus grandparents is still a century age gap, maybe 2 centuries in school wise. So what? It's like they're all from different generations of dating, like yours, mine, and us. So they've been together since 10th grade.
That would be a generation, not a century. A century is 100 years.
Oh my gosh, I meant 10 years. What the heck's 10 years then?
A decade?
A decade, that's... Oh,
sorry. They're from different decades.
Two centuries?
I would consider generations, though.
That's what I meant, generation, but I couldn't think of the word. So yeah, generations. Yeah, generations. So like 2 generations or so. Okay, so speaking of my grandparents, they've been together since 10th grade. They live in Illinois, so their town is really, really small. So it was a little easier than being in a big school and the pressure of it. But they started dating, like I said, when they were in 10th grade. He asked her, obviously it was all that cute stuff, but she also agreed that it was really easy and calm. Obviously there was some challenges, but it was never enough where she went home super stressing about it, because she knew they were gonna be okay together. And they did break up and get together a few times throughout high school, but they stuck together, obviously, as you can see. And that she and he both agreed that if they had taken stuff way too seriously than they did, or if one would have gotten way angry at the other for unnecessary things, they probably still wouldn't be together, because who wants to be with someone that's super dramatic, you know? So yeah.
We had also asked if they could give one quote to our future generation or current generation from back then. What would it be? My Nana had said that make sure your boyfriend isn't jealous. Because even with...
Or girlfriend.
Yeah. Don't get a jealous partner. You can have somebody that's protective over you, but there's a difference between jealousy and control versus being protective.
Yeah, I agree. I asked for my grandpa just so that way there's a man's point of view in it. And he said that no matter what, just work hard for your relationship. You know, don't let the little things completely ruin you. Like, don't let little things get to you and think, oh, red flag, it's over. No, stick with it. Learn about the person. Don't give up so easily, and just learn how to communicate. But yeah, so that's basically all we have to say. We give you some...
Hopefully we get this published by Valentine's Day. Hopefully. So hopefully you guys this should get published and you guys have access to it by Saturday.
Anyways,
for our lovely, amazing, loyal viewers that hopefully listen.
And we just want to say happy Grandparents Week to all the grandparents that are still stuck out. Oh, and just want to say that the people who usually do make it out of high school, they usually make it till death. Just saying.
Okay, so I know we had said 2% of high school relationships last. One time I got bored and I Googled it. About 10% of middle school relationships last to marriage.
Oh, so it's usually middle school they last a little longer than high school.
If you get in the middle school first, because I
guess it makes sense. You're not as super serious, so I guess you guys already learned about each other, and by the time you're in high school, you just experience all the high school stuff.
My only take, I feel like even when dating, you guys should be friends first, even in the relationship, and not just go straight into
Also, really quick about these talking stages. everybody has a different view of how long a talking stage should be, but I don't think there's a set number on it. I think it's however you feel until you're comfortable to be in a relationship with that person.
Clock it.
Yeah, like it doesn't have to be 3-month rule, 2-week rule. No, it should just be however long till you're comfortable enough and you've decided, yeah, I'd like to have a relationship and see where this could go with this person. And do not take talking stages so seriously. People have all these rules like, no talking to other people when you date, or who cares?
You're not solidified to that person. You have, I think if it's becoming more serious, maybe you should focus on one person. But you have the ability to talk to whoever you want.
Also, I know that's kind of weird, but like, I don't really believe in a talking stage. I believe in you get to know somebody, but you don't say, we're in a talking stage. That's like relationship, not relationship. If you're going to be in a relationship, be in a relationship. If you're not,
ready to be in a relationship.
Get to know them. But getting to know them does not mean spending all of your hours in your day texting them and what'd you eat? Nobody cares. What time did you go to sleep? Nobody cares. Good night. I love. No.
How'd you sleep? I don't know. I was sleeping.
We were on the phone. I don't know. Okay. So just please, with these talking stages, have boundaries and know what you want to come out of it. If you like them, know you want a relationship. Do not go around and be all confused because everybody's been confused. But if you're confused,
is not fun.
If you're confused, it's a no. Okay.
Being confused is more sad than just being never actually getting together.
Okay, so basically that's it. That's all we have to say for Valentine's.
Know what you want. Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
And if you also have anybody who's been together since high school, ask them what their relationship was like because every generation's relationships have been different, and so will ours be. So yeah. Anyways, guys, have a happy Valentine's Day.
Goodbye.
Bye.